Oh, look, it's raining. Let's go write a novel. I'm Heidi Westman Neal, an author in the middle of her career. I've written books like this one. And you can too. Oh, am I supposed to say something else? Can't be bothered. I'm winging it today because it is raining. And rain inspires me to write. I thought I'd ramble on about my writing process. When you find your own writing habit, you'll find yourself being much more productive. It's raining today, and when it rains, I want to do nothing more than write. That's because for me, rainy time is writing time. It's a trigger for my creativity. And here's how it happened. Well, about 30-something years ago, when I was at university, whenever the weather was not clement, you wouldn't hang around outside on campus, you'd go inside, and I would often hang out in the library because they had computers. I'd go hang out in the library, fire up a computer, and I would write stories. Oh, computers were the greatest thing, I thought. But I got a lot of writing done, and ever since that time, whenever it rains, I just get this urge to write. So why am I telling you this? Because when you create a habit of writing, you will find yourself to be productive in the long run. That's how I wrote lots of books. But it doesn't rain every day, especially where I live. In fact, we're all kind of baffled by this wet stuff falling from the sky, and people have these long things that they unfold that says the word Bunnings on them, and it's like, what on earth? So I had to find other ways of getting into the habit of writing. I thought I'd share my writing routine with you so you can see what I do and what works for me and what motivates me to write. Do I write every day? No, I can't. I can't write every day. I need to have some ebb and flow in my life. And if I'm doing the same thing day in, day out, wake up, go to work, come home, write, eat, go to bed, my life gets boring, my creativity dries up, not good for me. But on the days I do write, this is what my routine looks like. I start by thinking about what I want to write for the day. I'll think when I first wake up, or waiting for the train, or while I'm driving in the car. And then once I've thought about writing, my brain is in gear and it knows what it wants to write about. Then I can sit down and actually write. This year, there's two places that I find myself writing the most. The first is in my comfy chair in my office. It reclines and I can sit there and write for hours. The other is on the train during my commute to my day job. I write until I either run out of time, like on the train, or until I've completely explored the idea that I've thought about that day. And then I stop. Even if I have more time to write, I will stop because I know I can pick up tomorrow where I'd left off before. I don't try to force it or see if how many words I can get, that sort of thing. Because if you've been writing as long as I have, you get used to the words flowing. This is why a good writing habit helps. If your head is in the mindset, I'm going to sit down and write, for some reason your brain lets the words flow out. It's because I've trained myself to think like that. Now, do I edit as I go, or do I just let the words flow until I have a complete draft? I let the words flow until I have a complete draft. I've learned how to write a clean draft, so I don't have to go back and go, oh, these words are terrible, I'm going to throw them all out, I'm starting all over again. I've done that in earlier books, which is why those books aren't quite published yet. They still need a lot of work to get them in publishable state. But the more books I write, the better I got at being able to write a clean draft. My editor loves me. That said, all of my books need at least 2 passes of editing. I think about what I'm going to write. I have established writing times and writing locations. I crank out all the words I can, and only after I finish my draft do I go back and edit it. And that's my writing routine. Yeah, I'd say it serves me well. My writing routine may not work for you, and that's okay. Every author needs to find their own. What is your creative trigger? What can you do? Are you one of those write for hours and hours, or are you someone that you have to set a time limit? Are you a pantser? Are you a plotter? I'm more of a plotter myself. And what works for you? Figure that out, and it helps to make the words flow. I'll see you next time for another pep talk.